Little wise, wise replies. Welcome to KidSay.
Hey there, curious explorers. I'm Ari, and this is KidSay, the podcast where your questions get turned into magical journeys. Today, we're diving into a big, splashy mystery. Are mermaids real? Grab your goggles, hold your breath, and remember, if you want your question featured, swim on over to the KidSpace Stories and Music app. That's the only place to send it in. Ready? Let's dive in. So, are there really magical creatures swimming around with shiny tails, seashell bras, and perfect hair that never gets tangled in seaweed? Let's investigate. First stop, a long, long time ago. Imagine it. No internet, no submarines, and boats made of wood. Sailors were out at sea for months. They were tired, sunburned, and probably craving snacks that weren't just fish. And then, one of them shouts, "Look, a lady in the water!" But it wasn't a lady. It was a manatee. Yup, a chonky, slow-moving underwater potato with flippers. But to those tired sailor eyes, boom, mermaid. But here's where it gets wild. Mermaids didn't start with sailors. They go way back, like 3,000 years ago. In ancient Syria, people believed in a goddess named Atargatis, who turned into a mermaid after accidentally turning her boyfriend into a fish. Oops. In Africa, there's Mami Wata, a powerful water spirit who can bring good luck or turn your shampoo into sea foam. In Scotland, there are selkies. They look like seals, but when they come to shore, they turn into humans, kind of like a reverse mermaid. The ocean's full of stories, and no matter where you go, people imagined creatures that were a little human and a little fishy. All right, time for science goggles. Has anyone ever found a mermaid skeleton? A fossil with a tail and lungs? A seashell iPhone with underwater TikTok? Nope, not even close. Real scientists, like the ones at NOAA, that's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, whew, long name, say there's zero evidence that mermaids exist. But why do so many people believe in them? Because believing is fun, because stories are powerful, and maybe because a tiny part of us wants magic to be real. And guess what? In a way, it is. Because every time we imagine a mermaid, draw one, dress up as one, or hear a story, we bring that magic to life. That's real. Time for some fantastic facts. Did you know manatees can hold their breath for up to 20 minutes? That's longer than me waiting for cookies to bake. The word mermaid comes from mere, old word for sea, and maid, young woman. So literally, sea girl. Kinda cool, huh? P.T. Barnum, the famous circus guy, once showed people a real mermaid, but it was just a monkey glued to a fishtail. And yes, people today do real mermaid swimming with fancy tails. It's called mermaiding. Great exercise. Also, super stylish. South are mermaids real? Not in the way cartoons or legends say. But the stories, the dreams, the sparkles in your imagination, those are real. And they're awesome. And if one day you grow up to be a marine biologist and discover a magical sea creature, well, just remember who told you first. Thanks for swimming with me today. If you've got a curious question or a brilliant brain spark, send it in through the KidSpace Stories and Music app. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and never stop imagining. This episode was powered by NOAA, National Geographic Kids, and a splash of seaweed-scented storytelling.
That's it for today's episode of KidSay. If something made you wonder, that's a good thing. Big questions, little thoughts, even the weird ones, we love them all. So if you're curious about anything, open the KidSpace Stories and Music app on iOS or Android and ask us. It's free, and it all starts with your question. Until next time, stay curious and keep asking.